If everyone in America woke up tomorrow with $1 million in their bank account within 72 hours, we'd all be broke again. Not poor, not struggling, completely, mathematically broke. And here's what nobody wants to tell you. The person making $15 an hour and the person making $15 million an hour are both trapped in the exact same system. A system where 94% of the population is mathematically required to not be wealthy. And the math doesn't care about your work ethic, your side hustle, or your mindset. By the end of this video, you'll understand why it's literally impossible for everyone to be rich, and why that might be the most important thing you learn this year. Look, you've heard it a million times, right? Work hard and you'll get rich. Start a side hustle. Develop a millionaire mindset. Wake up at 5 a.m. and maybe you've tried it. Maybe you're grinding right now. 4 a.m. gym sessions, 10 p.m. client calls, sacrificing weekends. And you look around and think, why isn't this working? What am I doing wrong? Here's the thing. You're not doing anything wrong. The system is designed, mathematically designed, so that most people must stay poor for the system to function. And I'm about to prove it to you with simple math that a fifth grader could understand. But first, you need to understand the difference between money and wealth. Money is just paper, numbers on a screen. But wealth? Wealth is stuff, real things, houses, cars, food, vacation time, someone making you coffee, someone else building your deck. And here's the key. There's a limited amount of stuff. Right now, there are about 130 million houses in America. Let's say 5 million of them are luxury homes, mansions, beachfront properties, penthouses. Now, let's do that thought experiment. Everyone wakes up tomorrow with $1 million. Great. Now, everyone's rich, right? Everyone can buy a mansion. Except there are still only 5 million mansions. But now there are 330 million people with $1 million trying to buy one. So what happens? An auction? A bidding war? The mansion that cost $2 million yesterday? Today it costs $10 million. Tomorrow, $50 million. Next week, $200 million. The price rises until most people can't afford it anymore. Until only 5 million people can afford those 5 million mansions. The numbers in everyone's bank account changed, but the hierarchy? Exactly the same. Same people living in mansions. Same people living in apartments. Nothing changed except the zeros on the price tag. But it gets deeper, because wealth isn't just about things. It's about labor. That mansion? Someone had to build it. 200 workers, 6 months of labor. That luxury car? 1,000 hours of engineering, assembly, quality control. That 5-star meal? A chef who trained for 10 years, standing over a stove for 2 hours. So when you live like a millionaire, what you're really doing is consuming other people's time and labor. Let's do the math. A truly wealthy lifestyle, not billionaire, just comfortable millionaire, requires about 5 people working full-time to support it. The contractors, the service workers, the delivery drivers, the people maintaining everything you own. So if there are 340 million Americans, and everyone wants to live that millionaire lifestyle, you'd need 1.7 billion workers, just for America. We don't have 1.7 billion workers. We have 340 million people. Total, the math doesn't work. It can't work. For every person living in luxury, multiple people must be living in non-luxury, providing that labor. You can't have 1,000 CEOs and 0 janitors. You can't have 1,000 people being served and 0 people serving. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what about automation? What about robots? Great question. Even if robots do 90% of the work, someone owns those robots. Someone maintains them. Someone designs them. And resources, lithium, rare earth metals, energy, are still finite. You didn't eliminate scarcity, you just moved it. The pyramid still exists. It has to. So here's what this means. The wealth gap isn't a glitch. It's not a bug in the system that we can patch with better policies or harder work. It's a feature. It's mathematical law. Think about it. Why does your salary barely keep up with rent? Why do wages grow 3% while asset prices grow 30%? Why does it feel like you're running on a treadmill? Because the game is musical chairs. And in musical chairs, there are always fewer chairs than players. When the Fed prints money, when wages go up, when everyone gets a stimulus check, the chairs don't multiply. The price of sitting in a chair just goes up. And here's the uncomfortable part nobody wants to say out loud. Every private jet requires 10,000 people living paycheck to paycheck. Every billionaire's third vacation home requires 50,000 people who will never own one home. Every person with generational wealth requires 100 people with paycheck to paycheck anxiety. This isn't a moral judgment. I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm saying it's mathematical. It's not about deserving. It's about arithmetic. Relative wealth is the only wealth that matters. Because wealth isn't about the number in your account. It's about your access to limited resources compared to everyone else. You could have $10 billion, but if everyone else has $100 billion, you're poor. You could have $50,000. But if everyone else has $10,000, you're rich. So what do you do with this information? You have two choices. Path 1, keep playing the individual game. Hustle harder than the next person. Outcompete them for the limited shares. Get your mansion while understanding someone else won't get theirs. This isn't wrong, it's just what the game is. Path 2, understand that the game itself is the problem. That maybe, just maybe, we should be asking why we're playing musical chairs in the first place. Why we don't just make more chairs. I'm not going to tell you which path is right. But understanding this is step 1. You can't change a game you don't understand. You can't win a game that's rigged by mathematics. Here's my question for you, and I want you to comment your answer. Do you think this system can ever change? Or is inequality just baked into the mathematics of scarcity itself? Is there even a world where everyone can be wealthy? Or is that a logical contradiction? If this video changed how you see money, even a little bit, send it to someone who's still chasing the dream without understanding the game. They might thank you, or they might hate you for it.